Hello and welcome to Monkey Knife Fight Live, folks. I'm your man, Connor. Today, we're joined by Chris of Factor GG. Chris, first of all, welcome to Monkey Knife Fight Live. And I have to know, what is esports? What got you into esports?
Well, thanks, Connor, for having me on. Excited to be here. Esports is the term used for competitive video game playing, where we have professional teams across the globe playing in tournaments, in games and titles you may have heard of, like Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota 2, and Valorant, among many others. I've been a gamer all my life, got into esports fairly early on in the early 2000s, playing a game called Super Smash Brothers Melee up and down the East Coast of the US, going to tournaments, and ended up going to NYU for sports business. I always wanted to be a GM or a leader of a professional sports team, and so was looking to get into the sports business world, but had done a capstone at NYU, focused on esports, and really wanted to figure out how to make my way into the industry. So eventually in 2014, I was able to do some esports consulting for some corporate clients, and make my way over to some esports organizations after that. And now here I am at Factor, building out a competitive data and analytics platform for the esports community. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you. You mentioned Factor there. What is Factor there? You say you're trying to build it out to help the community. Well, what is Factor GG, and how can the site help the viewers at home and just your average esports fan?
Yeah, so Factor is an advanced stats and analytics website focused on League of Legends. For those who don't know, League of Legends is the most popular esports title in the world. It has a world championship that happens every October, November timeframe. You get roughly 50 million people across the globe watching it. For those who aren't aware of kind of the structure of it, it's very similar to soccer or football on a global scale. League of Legends has been around forever, since 2009. It's one of those games where it's easy to pick up and play, but almost impossible to master. And you have regions across the globe in a very global esports structure. So you've got a North American region in the LCS, European region in the LEC, a Korean region, LCK, and a China region in the LPL, which are your four major ones. But there's tons across the globe, and similar to the Champions League in UEFA, where you have automatic qualifiers from each region or league, and then play-ins. That's what happens on League of Legends on a global scale. So all of these teams in various regional leagues are playing to qualify for the World Championships and kind of put their name on the Summoners Cup and be kind of etched in history, as they compete against teams from across the globe, when that fall time comes around.
Well, that just sounds awesome. Who doesn't love that kind of knockout style tournament, and especially for it going that long? And I think a lot of people at home just don't realize how. I love that you compared it to the NFL and the international state of soccer, because of how long it has been going on, the amount of fans that are actually drawn into this. One of the things I was looking at when I was doing research for this interview is how many people actually watch the streams live, whether it be YouTube or Twitch. And it's absolutely amazing. So I was just wondering, and I'm sure the people at home are wondering, what kind of insights does Factor GG offer to the fan on a more specific sense, I guess?
Yeah. So Factor, when we looked at Factor, and for myself, I looked at sites like, Fangraphs and Football Outsiders and places where, the advanced stats and analytics revolution in traditional sports has grown and created more content, engaging insights, and kind of access for fans to further build on their passion for their game. And Factor does the same thing. We have advanced stats, we have derived metrics, we have rankings and leaderboards. And what we've done is try to distill it down to provide people who don't know anything about League of Legends the high level insights that they need to know, so they can understand, who's the best, what teams are going to win, and how do I maybe look at, who's going to be the upcoming champion in a game or in a league. we've created a metric called power, which is similar to like PER plus WAR. If you were to take like, performance efficiency rating in basketball mixed with wins above replacement in baseball, and figure out like the overall value of a player and how strong and powerful they are. And we break that down on both a player by player basis, where you have 5 players on the team, but also on a team level. And we do that for all teams across the globe, so that when they do get to Worlds, we're able to see, who the teams are, how they rank up, and how they potentially will make it through that group stage and knockout bracket. And then we also have win probability for pre-match win probability for all games. So if you are, just coming in and you don't know who's going to win this upcoming weekend, you can come in to Factor. We've done the work for you. We've kind of done that, that insight and homework, and thankfully, and well done to our data scientists. We're roughly like 70 to 80% accurate over the last 2 seasons with that pre-match win probability. So it's a pretty good indicator of who Factor believes will win that upcoming match. And then for those diehards, those people who are like League of Legends, fanatics, we kind of give you the numbers behind the numbers. So like we have 30 plus stats on the site, lots of advanced metrics and insights that we're creating on our end, and deriving metrics from like the base data. So if you are, similar to a football fan, you maybe go to Football Outsiders and look at DVOA, right, to understand the efficiency of a team and how well they're performing. Like we're able to do that on a League of Legends level. So if you are, a fan and somebody who really follows the game, you can really understand and dive deep into who the best players are at each position and why.
So one thing that's really interesting from what you just said, so you have over 30 plus statistical categories, and then you said it's a great entry point as well. So if you're just new to the community like myself, you can go in and learn a bunch. And then if you're hardcore and you just want that edge for the weekend, you can also find that there all on Factor GG, which is kind of remarkable that you guys can cover both of those bases. So from a standpoint, what is the best way to start watching League of Legends, and what is the best way for fans from there to start playing and making that interactive move over to Monkey Knife Fight?
Yeah, we're at a great time to get into League of Legends. This coming weekend is actually the championships for all 3 major leagues across the globe. So the LCS championships happens this Saturday and Sunday. Same with the LEC, which is the European League. And then the LCK in Korea has their finals as well. And so if you're looking to watch, you can check it out on YouTube or Twitch. Both channels will have the broadcast for all 3 of those leagues. And this is like the most hype moment for League of Legends fans, because the winners of these matchups will get automatic qualifiers to Worlds and the opportunity to compete on that world stage as a first or second seed within a group because of their automatic qualifier. So this is like a perfect time to get involved. And then, just like the Champions League, there will be a group draw. There will be play-ins starting in October for the World Championship, and then group stages will happen, and they'll go into a knockout bracket. And so, I mean, when you think about Worlds, I mentioned 50 million plus people watched the finals the past year. They filled the Bird's Nest in Beijing for a live event. They sold out the Staples Center in 2013 in like 12 minutes. Madison Square Garden's been sold out. Like this is a global phenomenon, and like if you're going to watch anything, Worlds is arguably like one of the greatest esports competitions that happen all year. And so it is the thing to watch if you're going to get into it.
Wow. So you really do get the cream of the crop competition this weekend. And one of the things that you did mention there, Chris, that I think should be noted is North America, Europe, and Korea, and they'll all be going live. So just be boom, 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 I imagine, across Monkey Knife Fight's platform too. So if you guys just want to sit back on sports weekend all night long, literally, because it's going to be airing in Korea, which is probably I think a 12-hour time difference. You guys have a lot of action to be mentioned too. So Chris, Tell us how the user at home can really get involved with Monkey Knife Fight and how this could give them an edge, if you will, across MKF platform.
Yeah, if you're on Monkey Knife Fight and looking to play the League of Legends games, and you'll see things like more or less on kills or assists or fantasy points, and you can go on to Factor, maybe search. Maybe you've seen a player on Monkey Knife Fight that you don't you don't know their name or really don't know much about them. You can go right onto Factor. We have a search bar up at the top. You can type in their name. You'll pull up an entire player page that gives their average stats across the past seasons. And so if you want to do the calculations at home, figure out whether you think somebody's going to have, more or less in terms of, a certain number of kills or assists, or, you can calculate their fantasy points. We're giving you the kind of that high level information. Then you can also look at their upcoming matches on that same page and see, from a win probability perspective, how likely are they to win, which probably guarantees that they're going to have, a better than their average score, because you want the teams that are going to win because they'll probably perform better. So it really, we're able to distill it down, and if you don't know where to look, you can just go into the search bar, type in a player or team, and get their latest information.
Make sure to check out all the League of Legends stats and info you need at factor.gg. Monkey Knife Fight is offering daily fantasy sports contests for all things League of Legends related across all three of the big leagues. Make sure you check out the content on monkeyknifefight.com as well. Folks, make sure you stay tuned to Monkey Knife Fight for all Leagues of Legend action across the weekend. I'm Conner Rowntree, and remember to hit it hard.